Amber, what are you doing? Did I get a new straw? I just got back. You immediately got into it. Chicken. Oh, the big egg. It's fucking big. Let's see if there's another egg inside it. Okay, hold on a sec. Let's just... Nope. Just 2 yolks?
Just 2 yolks and a hell of a lot of shell.
I was really hoping there was a second egg inside. I'm disappointed.
Oh, look how big this thing is.
It's big. It's a big egg. So, I come bearing terrible news. I'm really freaking depressed about this. And I don't really know what to say, but I just planted all of my plants, which I don't know if I mentioned this or not in a previous clip, but if I did. Yeah, I got all my plants in. All my peppers are in. I have cucumbers. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter because I went over to my mom's house and I've been helping her out with some stuff, and my parents are out of town, so I've been monitoring her garden. Now we're at my house right now. But she has grazon contamination on her plants. And I can't see it on all of my plants, but you can see it a little bit right here. This jaggedy, ragged looking leaf is the start of the grazon contamination and damage. We purchased compost from someone locally that she had purchased compost from last year, which is why I felt comfortable purchasing the compost from him, because her plants were fantastic last year. And as you can see, my tomatoes look very nice. They've grown quite a lot. But I hate to say that I don't think they're going to live. So you can kind of see it here. You see how wrinkly and jaggedy these leaves are in comparison to the leaves below? Like, this is what the leaves are supposed to look like, and they're coming out wrinkly and jaggedy. That's the start of the grazon contamination, the damage. Same here, you can see it here. You know, you got this leaf, this leaf. Is my rooster? I'm sorry, that was a very strange noise. Maybe it was like a machine, I don't know. These are all wrinkly and jaggedy. And they just look strange. I have one in particular that is most noticeable on. But you can see it a little bit here at the tops. Right here. This part. That one got ate by a hornworm, so... Again, you can see it here on this leaf in comparison to the leaves below. The one that it's most noticeable on is this one. You can see it right here. This is grazon damage, grazon mutation, I guess, because it mutates the plant, basically, essentially. Yeah. And I will take a video of my mom's garden, because her tomatoes are far worse than mine. But she planted hers about a week before I planted mine. But we have the same soil. I'm really demoralized and demotivated because I have 10 4x12 garden beds, and I put this soil in every single one of them. And, yeah, I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that, because I'm sorry, I'm just like really, really demoralized. No, I'm going to have to figure out what to do about this, because I can't afford... I mean, these beds are deep. They're like over 2 feet deep. And I couldn't afford the soil that I purchased to put in here to begin with, truth be told. And see, some of these, like, these don't look so bad. Now, we put a lot less compost in this bed than we did in the back 2 beds. And the most damage I see is in these ones in the back 2 beds. But I put it in everything. So we have, like, for instance, some cilantro here. Is this going to be okay? I have no idea. I don't know what this affects. I don't know if it affects herbs really terribly. I don't even know if I want to consume anything that this is in because it's messed up. You know? So I planted a bunch of herbs. I have cucumbers, which I have read are coming up in here under these. And I have read that it'll destroy the cucumbers as well. So I guess we'll wait and see that. I'm just going to show you it as it happens because if I'm honest with you right now, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't done enough research. I just discovered this last night in my mom's garden. Before I was staying at her house last night and I went to bed. Or I was getting ready to go to bed. I let the dogs out right before it got dark. And I went and looked. And yeah. I don't know if it's going to affect my herbs. I have no idea. I don't feel comfortable using my herbs. I don't know. I don't know. Generally speaking, I would say the herbs look okay, but again, I just put them in. The tomatoes have been in for a couple of weeks, and they're just barely starting to show signs of damage. Yeah. I don't really have much of a choice with this garden other than to try and figure out how to remediate the soil because I can't afford, and nor do I have the equipment to pull all this dirt out. I would have to do it by shovel, and that ain't happening. I don't know. It's just extremely demotivating. And, you know, I want to say, first of all, why are we putting this crap on hay fields in the first place? Because, you know, this came out of compost for us. And so the man, I already informed him and told him, my mom's really, really mad. I'm not even mad. I'm just completely I feel so destroyed, demotivated. I was really excited about the garden this year because last year my kitchen broke in the middle of July and I had to repair my kitchen. I mean, it was multiple appliances and we just redid the whole thing. And so I couldn't can anything. So I couldn't bring food in because there was nowhere to put anything because we were doing all this construction stuff in our kitchen. And so, you know, I didn't get anything done last year really. And I wanted so badly. I was so excited because my tomato plants are starting to look really nice and they're getting big. And I was like, oh, we're going to have a good tomato harvest this year. We've had more rain. It's not been as hot. It's going to be fantastic. And then this happens. As you can see it really intensely, right here, this curly, bendy stuff. This right here. It's hard to see, but this is what my mom's plants look like, but very intense. It's very intense. And then there's a little, was it in this bed or that bed? It's over here. I'll go around and show you. There is a little tomato that sprouted in this bed from the tomatoes that I had here previous. And if you look at it, you can even see on it here, this part. It's messed up and it's just barely sprouted, but it's only been growing in this soil, whereas my other tomato plants were grown in cups in the house with different soil. So, yeah, I don't know. I had a 2-hour long rant session essentially with my parents because my parents had never heard of this before. And I texted my mom last night before I went to bed and I was like, you know, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but I'm pretty sure that your garden is contaminated. And then I immediately knew that it was most likely the compost because she doesn't have mulch on her garden. And it's really disappointing. It's really, really, really demotivating and demoralizing to have this now. Granted, my sunflowers will be fine. And I will continue to grow them. And I'll probably fill a lot of these beds with sunflowers. I I'm not sure. I haven't made any hard and fast decisions. We still have a handful of tomato plants on my porch, and I'm probably going to put them in like buckets, and we're going to just grow a few tomato plants in buckets this year. But other than that, my entire garden is just a wash this year. I don't know what to do. I don't know if it'll kill the melons. Let me take you over here. They look fine right now, but that doesn't mean anything necessarily. Because see, this is my melons. There's ants on it, but I don't know. I mean, they don't look messed up, but I can't really tell. And then I know it'll kill the cucumbers. I've already read that. Oh, bug. I don't feel comfortable eating my onions. So those are out. I feel completely distraught. I don't know what to do. I mean, I do. I'm going to do a bunch of research. I know this happened. I've seen a few people on YouTube that this happened to. I know Jess from Roots and Refuge it happened to a few years ago, and they remediated their soil. And so I know it can be done. It really sucks when you're excited about something and you're trying to do something and you're excited that you're going to make progress and you're going to have all this food and you're going to can it and you're going to make salsa and all these things, especially because I'm trying so hard to grow more food for us. And then this happens and it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, truly, what am I supposed to do with it? So, all of my efforts to protect my plants from the chickens, purchasing all these baskets, which granted, I'm sure you can hear that plane, I'm sorry. Granted, I purchased these from the Dollar Tree, so each of these was $1.25, but I bought like a whole bunch of them. I spent probably like $50 or maybe more on these baskets and to cover my plants so that the chickens could still come out here and eat bugs and stuff out of the garden without killing my plants. And it was working really well. It worked really well for the tomatoes. I mean, look at how fantastic they look. They're not going to look this way for much longer, but it makes me sad. Like, terribly so. I'm really sad. But yeah, we need to do something about this. I don't know what to do about it. What do you do? But this shit is not acceptable. It's unacceptable. We should not be allowing people to spray chemicals like this. I mean, when I get to my parents' house, I will show you what it did to their tomatoes, and I will have a discussion about this further, about what it's doing to our food. And if this is what it's doing to the plants, what the hell is it doing to people? I mean, truly, I don't know. We'll talk about it more in a bit. Okay, I was going to have a discussion and show you my mom's plants, and I haven't done that yet, so this is the damage on my mom's plants. It's obviously a lot worse than mine, but I will say my plants, the one that was starting, this is what the leaves look like, just smaller, because these are the branches that came right before these branches. And then this guy, looking pretty rough. This guy, I would say it's not as bad as the others, but that one over there looks horrific. Let me walk around. Obviously, this guy, look at this one. My goodness. What is this? Like, look at this. Look at how mangled. It's crazy. And as I said, it starts on the branch beforehand with this messed up leaves, which is what mine are starting to do. Then they come out with all these weird curly Q-tops, and it's the new growth is what's happening. And then her peppers, they don't look too terrible, but these ones you can see it on, like here. Like, look at that. And that's not a normal leaf. It's not straight. It's got bumpy and looks like blistered. This one's starting to do that. The only ones that don't look weird, strangely, are the ones that have like fruits on them. I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna walk around here. Her peas Same thing. This curly weirdness on all the pea plants. She doesn't have that many peas because, you know, whatever. And then the beans. Here's the kicker, right? Her first bean leaves, okay, whatever. Look at these. That's nuts. And then this different kind of stage of it. Yeah. They don't come out normal. And she has beans. I mean, there's a lot of weeds in here right now because, well, why would we weed it? I say weeds, but it's all grass. Like, look. It's all grass weeds. Imagine that. And whatever this is. This thing with this big thorns on it. Look at these thorns. I hate this thing. I don't know what this is, but it sucks. Anyway. Yeah. These are, not looking great. Now, I wonder if these will die. If this is aminopyralids grazon contamination, which I am getting samples for her garden here. And then I'm going to take them to the extension office, and it'll take 3 to 5 weeks to get the results from what I was told. But I would be willing to guess. I would hazard a guess that that's what this is. I mean, look at these. They look terrible. And it's really horrific. I'm really offended about this. What are we doing to our food? I mean, like, legitimately, in what existence is this okay to do to plants? Why are we doing this? This is crazy. This is food. This is supposed to produce food. Look at it. It's dying. You killed it. And it happens with all these things. The beans, the peas, the peppers. You're killing the food. Do people not understand the larger implication for this? Do they not understand where this leads? If we keep producing chemicals like this and stronger chemicals like this, I know we're supposed to have these regulatory government bodies that are supposed to stop this from happening, but clearly it's not good enough. It's not enough. They don't do anything. Because if they did, this wouldn't be like this. We wouldn't be having such a problem. This is disgusting. It's horrifying. I literally had a whole thing where I was talking to God and cried about it because I felt so bad. It's messed up. We need to do something about this. So me and my mom are getting soil samples to check for sure that that's what this is. I'm also going to ask, I'm going to share the pictures and stuff to the person at the extension office and ask them what they think. And, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so I got her soil samples. They're right there. I'm going to take them up to the extension office, talk to them, ask them some questions, and then it'll take 3 to 5 weeks. And until then, I think I'm going to start working on soil remediation. I watched a couple of really good videos, which were very helpful. One of them was in a response to when this happened to Jess from Roots and Refuge, so I will check into that. But yeah, this is something I noticed yesterday when we were talking about this grazon aminopyralid contamination thing. This is the pile of soil that I got that is contaminated. It is right next to this old pile of topsoil that we had that we never finished using. We didn't really need it. But what I noticed most remarkably yesterday, we have this giant, I think they're called pokeweed. Hello, chickens. They're like toxic. They grow these berries and people like have a fit about them. Whatever. I noticed this yesterday as I was driving away because we park right in front of this. This has been contaminated. Look at the leaves down here. See these leaves? This is what the normal leaves look like. And then you come up here, and they're all twisted and mangled, and it's messed up. Like, damn. So I'm checking my plants again the following day. This is in a bed with the one on the end is the one that I see the damage on, but I'm noticing here this new growth has got those jaggedy leaves. Let's see, let's keep going. This one doesn't look, I mean, it's got some yellowing on its leaves, but it doesn't look like it has the problems yet. This one, again, see, look. And this is what my mom's branches look like on her plants underneath where the super curling terribleness is. It just hasn't grown out enough yet. It will. Here, give it another few days. Because like I said, my mom's plants look fine, and then like a few days later they looked mangled beyond recognition. So this one, yeah, I don't really see it too much on there. But this one, this is the one. This is the one I looked at yesterday. Look at how janky it is. And then it's doing the exact curling thing that my mom's did. I think it's starting to happen right here on this one. Just the only ones that I don't notice anything at all on is in that front bed. And I will tell you something about that front bed. We put far less compost in that bed. See, this one, I can't really tell. The leaves don't look right, though. They're not jaggedy like that. Tomato leaves don't come out. I mean, they have, like, scalloping, right? This is a normal tomato leaf. But they don't come out jaggedy and sharp edges like that. It's just not normal. And they're wrinkly. Like, they're not flat and smooth like they usually are. I'm not going to pick those up and show you because I have my name on them, but I'm taking soil samples for the extension office to send off to the university to test this soil. So I took soil from right here next to this tomato plant because this is the one that's exhibiting the damage the most of all the ones I have in my garden, at least so far. And then I took some out of this garden bed that I don't have anything planted in because we put quite a bit of that soil in there. And I'm going to take this to the extension office. It's like, I think, $20 per jar to have it tested, but we're going to do that because I need to know. And I also have to go to my mom's house and take samples out of her garden, 2 different beds, and take those in. So I'm going to go back to her house, get that, drive back to town, drop off these samples, and it'll take 3 to 5 weeks before we will have results from that, but I would like to know. I'm like, inquiring minds really want to know what's going on here because there's certainly something going on with this soil and I don't like it. Something else I want to make an absolute note of. This soil here that we bought has no weeds growing in it. But look around it. Because we haven't weeded it over here. Look at this. There's no weeds. There's some grass growing in it a little bit. Interesting. And then, of course, our mangled pokeweed. Anyway, I just wanted to take note of that because I thought that was interesting. This is my mom's pile of soil. Aside from that one plant there, everything that's growing in it is grass. Interesting. So I'm back up in my mom's garden looking at her plants. And I'm seeing that, so this is the first, actually, yeah, this is like the first branch of contamination, I think. So the leaves have gotten bigger, but the leaves are all still messed up, as you can see. They're all jaggedy and weird. And then the second branch of contamination has come in. It's kind of unfurled, like some of the curliness, but then it looks like this at the top here. So, I don't know. It's so messed up. I mean, it's particularly curly there. It just sucks, dude. I just hate it so much. The damage on these bean plants, like they're this leaves, and then this part. Oh God. And the leaves, it's hard to identify with all the weeds in here, but again, all the weeds are grass. And the spiny pigweed, but something weird about the spiny pigweed that I don't really understand what's going on is it looks like it's getting eaten by something, or it's dying. I can't really tell. But yeah, I did talk to somebody from the university about it. I showed them pictures. They said it looks like herbicide damage, specifically an auxin type herbicide. So aminopyralids count as that, but also things like 2,4-D and a couple of others they mentioned. So their suggestion was to go to Department of Agriculture to get information. And see if they could direct me to somebody who can do a test to tell me what it is specifically. I'm not here full time. Still, because I'm still helping my parents take care of things. They're trying to sell a house basically, and so I'm helping watch their house while they're selling the other house, and so I'm here sometimes and then not others because they come back, and then it's a whole thing. So hopefully we can get through that process. We can get to the Department of Agriculture office and talk to them and just go from there. So anyway, that's all I really have to say about this. It sucks. It is what it is. I'm going to remediate the soil. I'm going to fix it. The guy at the university told me everything I already know, which is basically, he said, plant corn in the summer and like barley, winter grasses, and just let them grow to maturity, pull them out, burn them, don't put them in anything that you want to keep, like compost or anything, and basically rinse, repeat that process until tomatoes and beans will grow in the soil. Which that's the plan. I'm going to do some other composting things to try and remediate the soil as well, but right now, until we can talk to the Department of Agriculture and figure out this testing thing, because I really want to know what it is. I've never seen anybody online. I've looked and looked, and I can't find anybody that's gotten official testing done. It's possible because that it's very expensive, and that's why. But I just want to know. I want to know because this is a huge problem. I have seen people post about this in some of my Facebook gardening groups like 4 or 5 times since this happened to us, like last month. Because this all started in May, and it's like middle of June now. So, this is happening to a lot of people, and we need to know specifically what is going on. Like, it could, and I believe, based on what I have been told and what I've read and what I've seen, it is herbicide damage. I mean, I can pretty much confirm that it's herbicide damage because the man from the university told me that it was. He said, yes, that's herbicide damage. That's what it looks like. So, but I can't know for sure what it is until I get something from some sort of lab test. So we're going to look into that. Some sort of lab test. So we're going to see about that. Once I get that, I will probably update you guys with that information. And I don't really have anything else to video. I did get some, you can kind of see them over there, some pallets, some big pallets. I'm going to try to build a pallet fence for a goat yard. And I have a tentative plan for that. Because I think what I'm going to do is over there by that shed, I think I'm going to build a lean-to to put the goat milking stand off the side of the thing. Put like the goat milk stand underneath it. And a place for the goats to get out of the rain, and then build the fence around, like, where's my finger? Around this way and back that way, and make that a goat yard over there. Originally, I was going to put it behind the garden, but I feel like that's a better place for it. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm working on it. But it is what it is.